This is question 1 on the March 2011 Unit 1 foundation paper, which is a calculator paper. We've got a bar chart showing the amount Callum saves in January, February and April in the year 2010. The first question is, how much does he save in January 2010? January 2010 is this bar here. We need to read off the height of the bar. The height of that bar is 40. So that answer is £40. The second part of the question says from January to April he saves £250 in total. Complete the bar chart by drawing the bar for March. So March is missing. Now January we've already worked out was 40, but we can work out what February is. The height of February is 80 and the height of April is 60. And if I add together the numbers I've got here, 40 add 60 is 100, and the 80, that gives me 180. And I know, because I was told in the question, that there is 250 altogether, including March. So if I can work out what I need to add on to 180 to get to 250, I will know what the missing amount is for March. And to find a missing number in an adding up sum, you do a taking away sum. So if I do 250 take away 180, that will give me 70. So 70 is the height I need for March. So March is 70 high. Go up from March, 70 is there. Put your line across from 70 and draw your bar. Make sure you use a ruler for straight lines, and then you have the missing bar there for March. If we move on to the next page, the question continues. The pictogram shows the amounts Callum saves for the next 4 months. So this is the same person, and we can see how much they save for the next 4 months. We've got a key, we've got a diagram, and the question says, work out the range of the amount he saves in these 4 months. You must show you're working. Well, the range is always the biggest value, take away the smallest value. So I'm going to need to work out the biggest amount he saved in the 4 months on this diagram, and the smallest amount he saved. Well, the biggest amount he saved is where there are most things in the drawing, which is May. May's drawing goes further even than August does down here. And each of these double squares are 20. So that's 20, another 20, which makes 40, another 20 that makes 60, another 20 that makes 80. So the biggest amount he saved in a month was £80, and that was in May. The smallest amount he saved any month, well, that was here in July, where there's less diagram. So that's worth 20, and this is worth half of 20, so that's worth 10. So 20 and 10 make 30. And we said the range was the biggest, take away the smallest. So I've now got to do 80, take away 30, and that's 50. So the range there was £50. It now says for the rest of 2010, Callum saves £50 each month. How much did he save in 2010 in total? So we've got to look at the whole year. Well, from earlier on, we knew that from January to April, he saved £250 in total. So I'm just going to put here January until April, £250. Now, we know May, June, July and August. May, June, July and August. We can read off the amounts from here. This is 20, 40, 60, 80, which we'd already worked out. This is 20, 40, there's another 20. Here there's 10, so 20, 20 and 10 make 50. July we've already worked out was 30, and August is 20, 20, 20 and 10. 20 and 20 and 20 and 10 make 70. And if I add up these numbers here, 70 plus 30 is 100, plus 50 is 150, plus that 80 is 230. Now you're allowed to use a calculator if you want to do the adding up on here. So I've got from January to April, I've got May, June, July and August, so I'm left with September, October, November and December, and I'm told he saves £50 each month. So that's £50 4 times. And if you add up four 50s, you get £200. So in total for the year, I've got to add up that 250, that 230, and that 200. And again, you can do it on a calculator if you need to. If I add these together, 250 plus 230 is 480, and this 200 is 680. Final part of this question, we're told Callum spends 50% of these total savings, that's 50% of £680 on holiday. 50% of £680. And we've got to work out what that is. Well, 50% is the same as a half. So what we need to do now is we need to do 680 divided by 2. It's a calculator paper. You can do that on your calculator. And if you do that, you'll get an answer of £340.